Good morning, students. Welcome to the history lecture. Today, we are going to continue with our fourth chapter, the freedom struggle of 1857. As I told you earlier, this struggle did not arise all of a sudden. Earlier, as well, many such struggles took place in India against the British. As we have seen, the Britishers, they were harassing the Indian people, and that is why there was a discontent among the people of India against Britishers, and that is why it gave rise to the struggle of 1857. In the last lecture, we have seen the struggle before 1857. What was the condition before the struggle of 1857? And before the struggle of 1857, there were many small struggles took place, but they did not become successful. Then we also studied about Paika rebellion. As we have seen that Paika rebellion was started in Odisha. Okay, as the king has given the rent free lands for the Paikas, but the Britishers, they started putting tax on it, and it was resulted in armed rebellion of Paikas against British in 1817. Then we also studied about causes for struggle of 1857. Before Britishers or pre-British period, there were many small kingdoms in India, and whatever change happened in center, it was never affecting the village system. But British changed the prevalent system and tried to set up a new system. And looking at the changing nature of village system, it created the feeling of instability and insecurity in minds of people. So, this is one cause for the struggle of 1857. Now we are going to see the another causes for the struggle of 1857. In that, the first one is economic causes. The British introduced new revenue system to increase their income. As the Britishers, they wanted to increase their income, and that is why they introduced new revenue policy or revenue system. Revenue means the tax. So they introduced a new tax system to increase their income, as they want to increase their income. Taxes were forcibly extracted from the farmers. Extracted means taken. So they started collecting forcibly taxes from the farmers. As a result of it, the agriculture system collapsed. To sell the British goods in India and enjoy profit was the policy of the British. What was the policy of the British? They wanted to sell the British goods in India and enjoy the profit. That was the policy of the British. When they are going to sell their own goods, that time they are going to get the profit, and that was the policy of Britishers. They impose heavy taxes on the local industries, and that is why they impose the heavy taxes on local industries, so the local industries will close down and there will be demand for the British goods in Indian market. The handicraft and textile industry of India were ruined. Many Indian artisans become unemployed. They had growing discontent in their mind against the British. And when the local industries were shut down, that time the handicraft and the textile industry of India were also ruined. Ruin means fall down or collapse. Many Indian artisans become unemployed, and that is why many Indian artisans or the people, those who are working over there, they become jobless. They had growing discontent in their mind against the British as they lose their job, and that is why there was a growing discontent, or they become angry on Britishers because the Britishers, they lost their job. Then the second cause is social cause. The Indian felt that the British were interfering in the cultural tradition and custom of India. Now, what the Indians were thinking, that they are interfering in a cultural tradition and the custom of India. Sati prohibition, widow remarriage act were correct from social point of view, but the Indians thought that it is an interference in their lifestyle and hence they were dissatisfied, as they were thinking that the Britishers, they are interfering in their customs, in their traditions, in their culture. Okay, and if you are going to see, then there were some bad practices in Indian tradition or a custom. For example, sati system, or widows were not allowed to remarriage. So the Britishers, what they have done, they prohibited the sati practice. Even they allowed the widow to remarriage. So if you are going to see social point of view, then whatever they have done, it's correct. But the Indians, they were thinking that it is interference of Britishers in their lifestyle. Hence, they were dissatisfied. They also become angry on Britishers. Now we are going to see the third cause for the struggle of 1857, and that is political causes. After the 1757, the British took charge of many Indian states. Later, Lord Dalhousie annexed many princely states on various causes. So, due to the British expansion policy, many Indian princes or the rulers, they lost their provinces due to the subsidiary alliance of the misgovernment. States without an heir means waris, etc., all the Indian rulers lose their states or provinces to the British. The Nawab of Ayodhya was dethroned on grounds of maladministration, whereas the princely states of Satara, Nagpur, and Jhansi were annexed through the doctrine of lapse, means those states have no heir to throne or do not have right to rule even by adopting a successor. So these rulers, they were against the Britishers. So due to the policies of Dalhousie, the Indians did not consider the British as trustworthy and they were angry on Britishers. So that is the another cause for the struggle of 1857. Now the fourth cause is discontent among the Indian soldiers. The Indian soldiers were given low status by the British officers. They could not gain any post higher than the Subedar. They were paid less compared to the British soldiers. The allowances were also gradually decreased. Due to this reason, there was growing discontent among the Indian soldiers. So the Indian soldiers, they were given a very low status by the British officers. Even they were not given higher position. Even their pay was less, even their salary was less compared to the British officers. Even their allowances were also reduced. For example, allowances we can say about the holiday, okay, even the short break timing. So if Britishers, they are having a 2 hours, then the Indian soldiers, they used to get only 1 hour short break. So even the duty timing will be more for the Indian soldiers and the duty timing will be less for the British soldiers. So like that, there was a allowances were also decreases for the Indian soldiers, and because of all those reasons, there was a discontent among the Indian soldiers. The Indian soldiers become angry on the Britishers. Next, we are going to see the immediate cause of struggle of 1857. The immediate cause of 1857 was the introduction of Enfield rifles to the Indian Sipais. It is believed that the cartridge of rifles had to be bitten off before loading it into the gun, and that rifle was wrapped in fats of cows and pigs, and due to this, the religious sentiments of Hindus and Muslims were hurt, and that make them unhappy. And this was the immediate cause which is responsible for the struggle of 1857. Now, the sixth cause is the outburst. In that, the first event happened, that is the Barakpur episode. So, at Barakpur, the Sipais or soldiers they disobey the British commander and they refused to use Enfield rifles. So, the disciplinary actions were taken on those Sipais and they were given a severe punishment. So, the Mangal Pandey, the uprisers of Sipais, he shot an English officer as a reaction to unjust nature of British officer. So later, Mangal Pandey was arrested and hanged to death. He was the first rebel who was hanged in the revolt of 1857. And the second reason is the Bahadur Shah was declared as Emperor of India. The news of Mangal Pandey death spread like wildfire. The entire regiment of Indian Sipahi under the general of Bhat Khan at Meerut took part in freedom struggle and marched towards Delhi. They handed over the leadership of freedom struggle to Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah and proclaimed him as the Emperor of India. Now we are going to study the scope of the struggle. The self-confidence of Sipahis increased with the capture of Delhi. It gave inspiration to others soldiers also. The revolt soon spread in North India. The Indian soldiers revolted in cantonments from Bihar to Rajputana. The word cantonment means a military camp. The revolt spread in Lucknow, Allahabad, Kanpur, Banaras, Bareilly, and Jhansi. Later it spread to South India. So, in that revolt, the following peoples were also involved: the Chhatrapati Pratap Singh of Satara and his officer Rango Bapuji, Chima Sahib of Kolhapur, Bala Sahib Bhave of Nargund, Bhagoji Naik of Ahmednagar were in the forefront. Royal Queens of Paith, Sughana from Nashik district also participate in struggle. In 1857, under the leadership of Khazar Singh, the Bhils revolted, whereas Shankar Shah led the revolt in Satpura region. 400 female Bhils participated in the revolt at Khandesh. The next we are going to see leadership of the struggle. During the 18th century, after weakening of Mughal emperor, invaders like Nadir Shah Abdali attacked India. So, during the 18th century, the power of Mughal emperor was weakened. The Mughal emperor Bahadur Shah, the emperor of India, was incapable to fight against Britishers. So, the Maratha realized that the responsibility of safeguarding India was now on them. Now we are going to see the leaders who took charge of struggle of 1857 were Nanasaheb Peshwa, Rani Lakshmibai of Jhansi and Tatya Tope, Maulavi Ahmad Allah, Kunwar Singh, Bakht Khan, Begum Hazrat Mahal. So they took charge of freedom struggle of 1857. And because of the struggle, Its effect we could see on Hindu-Muslim unity in this struggle. So all Hindu-Muslim people, they came together and they fought against the Britishers. The nature of revolt in Delhi, Kanpur, Lucknow, Jhansi, West Bihar was more fierce. Now next one is crushing of the struggle. The Indians wholeheartedly fought against the British, including the soldiers, zamindars, kings, commanders, and common people. They also took part in that struggle and they wholeheartedly fought against the Britishers. The Indian Sipais started the freedom struggle before the fixed time. Initially, they succeeded, but the Britishers were become successful in crushing down the revolt due to the following reasons. The first one is military force and the great administration of British rule, and because of this they were succeed in crushing down the revolt. The second one is the new laws were passed so that rebel could be ease, and also rewards were announced those who are going to help them to capture the rebels. Now third cause how they successful in crushing the struggle was territories captured. The British, they defeated all the rebels and succeeded in capturing all the lost territories. In this process, Rani Lakshmibai, Kunwar Singh, Ahmad Abdullah, and Tatya Tope laid down their lives. Then the Bahadur Shah, Nana Sahib, Begum Hazrat Mahal were either imprisoned or they took shelter in Nepal. In this way, by the end of 1858, the British ruthlessly crushed down the struggle. Even though the Britishers crushed down the revolt, there was positive side for Indians also. It united all the peoples like peasants, artisans, common people, tribes to come together and to fight against the Britishers. Even because of this struggle, there was Hindu and Muslim unity. Their common aim was to overthrow the British from India, and there was an inspiration of gaining independence behind this struggle, and therefore, this freedom struggle gained a national form. Now, once again, we are going to revise all the causes for the struggle of 1857. The first one is economic causes. What are the reasons for the economic causes? The first one is new revenue system. The new revenue system was introduced. The second one is Indian market for British goods. The Britishers started bringing the goods from England and they were started selling in Indian market. The third one is Indian handicrafts collapse, as the local industries they were also collapsed, and because of many people they lost their job. Then the next one is social causes. The first one, the British interfere in the Indian customs traditions. They were thinking that the Britishers are interfering in our customs and traditions. Second one is social cause is social legislation passed. Different laws were passed like sati prohibition, widow remarriage. And if you are going to see, then those laws were correct. But because of those laws, Indian peoples, their sentiments were hurt. And that is why they were angry on Britishers. Then the third cause is political cause, in that annexation of the state. So the Lord Dalhousie, he annexed many princely states. Doctrine of lapse. Then the fourth cause is discontent among the Indian Sipais. as the Indian Sipais, they were getting the low status, even they were paid less salaries, even their allowances were decreased, even they were not getting the higher position. So that was the reason there was a discontent among the Indian soldiers. Then the fifth reason or the cause is immediate cause. That is the Enfield rifles which were introduced to the Indian soldiers or the Sipais. It contains the fats of cows and pig, and that is why there was a discontent among the Indian soldiers. Then the sixth one is the outburst. In that, the first one is the Barakpur episode. When the Indian Sipais they disobey the British officers or the commanders, and they were not ready to use the new Enfield rifles. That time, the Britishers they gave a several punishment to the Indian soldiers or the Sipais. So that time, the Mangal Pandey he became the uprisers of Sipais, and he shot an English officer, and later he was arrested and hanged to death. Then we are going to see the second incident, that is Bahadur Shah, Emperor of India. When the Mangal Pandey was hanged, this news spread like a wildfire, and the entire regiment of Indian Sipais they walked towards the Delhi, and they handed over the leadership of freedom struggle to the Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah, and they proclaimed him as the Emperor of India. So these are the 6 reasons for the causes of the struggle of 1857. So in today's lecture we covered the causes for the struggle of 1857, then the scope of the struggle, then we have also studied about leadership of struggle and how the Britishers become successful in crushing down the struggle. So I hope you all understood this lesson. Thank you and have a nice day.